Women's rights activists say traditions that allow women to be traded like commodities are difficult to overcome. Fear and shame keep most from escaping abuse and speaking out. Those who do are too afraid to be identified on camera.
I heard they were haggling over a price for me, like an animal. My mother hugged me and told me to be quiet, otherwise my father would beat me.
Yasemin was sold for $1,000 to a 60-year-old man. She was just 14.
I threw myself at my father's feet and begged him not to marry me off.
What happened on the first night that your husband took you home?
I could not stop him. He was stronger than me. He raped me. He locked all the doors. I had no chance to escape.
After more than a decade, she did.
What made you finally decide to run away?
I was afraid that he would rape my daughter.
Her husband was serving jail time for murder. Yasemin realized it was her only chance. Yasemin's story of courage and survival is rare. She now supports her 3 children on her own after taking a typing course. She recently saw her husband in the streets of Kabul. He'd been released and she's terrified that he's going to come after her and their 3 children. And she won't go to the authorities for good reason.
Trying to escape from a life of abuse and slavery, is that considered a crime?
Unfortunately, we have several of the cases that these women, while they are escaping from the violent family, they are arrested by the police.
Once arrested, women are often accused of adultery or moral crimes and can be jailed for years. Some of those who do find sanctuary at secret shelters tend to be suicidal.
Cannot express their problems, and they just want to no, I want to commit suicide, I want to end my lives. Of course, they blame themselves for any kind of acts, for any kind of violence. They were forced to marriage, or they were sold to the marriage, and now they have to live in a slavery life.
Maryam was just 13 when she was married off as compensation.
I was married off to an old man because my brother loved his niece. One day, my brother ran away with his niece. My family forcibly married me to the old man as compensation.
What did your husband and his family do to you?
My husband's entire family was torturing me and beating me, especially my old husband. He forced me to beg, and when I didn't bring back enough money, he would beat me. I felt like I was a slave. I was working day and night, and they never valued me.
Miriam, like a growing number of Afghan women, has escaped such abuse, but must now endure a lifetime in the shadows, never sure if she will be safe tomorrow. Arwa Damon, CNN, Kabul.